Welcome back. It's Tuesday, February 7th in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, though, real quick. A 1-2 day. Drew Holiday barely gets over on the hook. Kawhi Leonard ends with 24 points. And SGA, Clay, and Jordan Poole do not get their same game parlay done. SGA was their only losing leg. We needed 25 of him, but obviously it was a blowout. And in fact, almost every game yesterday was a blowout. The National Blowout Association lived up to its name, and it's going to be tough sledding heading into the All-Star break, which is about 10 days away. And look, also, despite tough sledding, last year our hottest streak of the year came right before the All-Star break. So hopefully we can duplicate that. If you are new, my name's Austin. Welcome to the channel. If you want to go down below, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like too. I think we're almost at 150,000 subscribers. Thank you guys all so much for the support. And because we have a relationship with Dimers.com, they give me a ton of different sportsbook bonus offers, which is why I promote them to you guys. So there's one live for Bets 365 right now, which just went live in Virginia, also in Ohio, New Jersey, Colorado. To claim it, all you have to do is go down below, sign up for Bet 365 using the link at the top of the description, deposit $10 and bet just $1 on the money line of any NBA game tonight or even the Super Bowl. You get $200 worth of site credits to use. So take advantage of that. Like I said, only available in Virginia, Ohio, New Jersey, and Colorado, where Bet365 is. So take advantage of that. All the links and details down below in the description. Of course, there's still free squares live for PrizePicks and Underdog. Both of those are linked down below. But let's hop into our favorite picks. And you guys are going to hate this one. A lot of people are going to hate it because Mr. DeMar DeRozan over 25.5 points, minus 110 on DraftKings. You can take this at 26.5. If you want a good pivot, take his over in points plus assists, which is 30.5. I imagine that moves a little bit slower than his points line because I'm on it. Now, everyone, and I mean everyone, was on DeRozan's props last night. Everyone was taking his over at the exact same line at 25.5, and he hurt him real good. DeRozan, he's hurt us real good this season. That's why a lot of people don't like him. But look, I'm going to back with my stats, not just emotion. Now, there's some players I refuse to bet on, but I know DeRozan, if he gets into ball hog mode, he can easily hit this pretty easily, even if he starts off bad in one half. Now, let's talk about DeRozan. I like him a lot more on a back-to-back than a guy like Zach LaVine, who I'm not convinced is 100% healthy, and he also could be on the trade block here. In fact, the whole Bulls roster could be on the trade block at this rate, but I just haven't seen LaVine show up consistently in back-to-back games, so I like the Bulls, who are on the road in a back-to-back taking on Memphis. Now, we've talked about this time and time again. You don't take DeRozan's over when he's at home. You just don't do it. But on the road, he's averaging 28 points per game compared to just 23.8 at home. And DeRozan's last 5 back-to-back games, 34, 28, 21, 35, and 33 points, hitting the over in 4 or 5, crushing the over basically all of those games. So we look at DeRozan, a guy that's going to be out there a lot of minutes, and is going to be asked to go out there and score. Now, Memphis isn't the best matchup. You don't just sit back and say, oh, DeRozan's going to easily cook this team. This is a very tough matchup. The Memphis Grizzlies are a very tough defensive team. He'll likely get Dillon Brooks on him, who is a good defender, but we know Dillon Brooks also, he plays a little bit too aggressive, can get into foul trouble. We can see DeRozan at the free throw line, and DeRozan, if it is tough sledding for him, it's probably tough sledding for everyone else. It's going to be tough to score inside despite no Steven Adams. So does Vucevic have a big day? I don't really know. Zach LaVine, who's obviously you never know what you're getting from Zach LaVine. He scores 35 one game, then 14 the next. And to look at a guy like DeRozan, they played last year against the Grizzlies. He scored 31 points on 10 of 29 shooting. Obviously was a matchup he tried to exploit, tried to go out there, and he shot terribly from the field, yet still scored 31 points. DeRozan over this line in 17 of 25 road games this season. Look, hopefully makes that 18 for 26 tonight. He's been really good on the road. I know he hurt a lot of people last night. Only a psycho would run it back with DeRozan. I don't think people will, and they'll just have to sit back and see DeRozan dropping 35 points and be like, you got to be kidding me. So, look, I think DeRozan plays pretty well here. I don't think they are even in this game unless DeRozan plays well. So we'll take his over 25.5 points. DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls. Now, let's move on and we got 2 more player props. No bankroll builder today, but I think you'll like these props. And we're going to start incorporating more unders, and we're going to try to do one every single day. And this is my under of the day. It's Mr. Markelle Fultz of the Orlando Magic, under 23.5 PRAs, points, rebounds, assists. It's currently minus 120 on PointsBet. Now, you can take this at 22.5. You'll see this line is a little bit sharp when we get into why we like this, but you could also take us under 13.5 points. I don't hate that. Now, let's talk about Fultz, though, because the last 3 games you took his under in points, you lost all 3 of them. In fact, he had 18, 15, and 16 points in his last 3. But he can thank the schedule makers for that because he's played the Hornets, the Timberwolves, 2 great matchups, and the Sixers, obviously a revenge game for Mr. Fultz as they traded him away. Now, Fultz, obviously, you could also thank Jalen Suggs for going out there and getting into a fight like Mo Bamba. And so Jalen Suggs was out there last game. But when you look at this Magic roster and their guards, basically all healthy. Now, I think the only guys on the injury report in quotations, Mo Bamba still were suspended. I think Chuma Okeke is still out as well. But you look at guys coming off the bench, Jalen Suggs back, Cole Anthony back. If either of those 2 guys gets hot, Markelle Fultz is going to ride the pine. He's going to be on the bench for a lot of this game. And if either of those guys even starts making some shots, they're going to play a lot of minutes. And this is a Magic team, super annoying to bet overs on because they play like a 9-man rotation. Jonathan Isaac's back, so we're seeing them play 9, sometimes 10 men. And those guys aren't just playing 5-10 minutes. They're playing like 15 to 20 minutes. So guys like Markelle Fultz, very limited in terms of how many minutes they're going to be out there playing. And with all these guys healthy, I think Fultz is kind of capped at 30 minutes. And you look at Fultz, not a great three-point shooter. In fact, hasn't made a 3 in 8 straight games. And this is a bad matchup for him against the New York Knicks, a team that allows the fewest points per game in the paint. And over the last 9 games, even without Mitchell Robinson, still the fewest paint points. So a guy like Fultz who can't knock down threes or just isn't shooting them, he's going to be relying on getting to the rim or hitting some floaters, hitting some mid-range shots. This is a team in the New York Knicks that kind of converges on the paint and makes you knock down threes to beat them. And I really like this chances for Mr. Markelle Fultz. He's under this line 17 of his last 25 games. He's had a couple close ones, close calls, but as long as he's going under, I don't really care how he gets it done. But also hasn't played great at home. You also think the role players that come off the bench are going to play a little bit better at home than the starters. And in his last 6 home games, 23, 22, 14, 17, 22, and 11 PRAs, going under in all 6 of his last 6 home games. I don't necessarily know who the Knicks will guard him with, but maybe Jalen Brunson, or he probably guards Jalen Brunson on the other side, so there's foul trouble there. And at the end of the day, like I said, the Magic are going to play way too many guys. I'm going to take Markelle Fultz, take his under 23.5 PRAs. He's going to have to be really efficient to hit the over in his 25 to 30 minutes. I'll take the under. Let's move on to my third and final play of the day. And then we'll get out of here with a couple notes and get on out. It's going to be a guy that made us some money a couple days ago. It's Mr. Brandon Ingram. I like his over 35.5 PRAs, points, rebounds, and assists, minus 110 on DraftKings. You can take this at 36.5. My favorite pivot would be to take his over at any other points or points plus assists, because we know Brandon Ingram can go out there and score 35 points like he did his last game out there. And let's talk about Ingram coming off an extra day of rest as him and the Pelicans are at home taking on the Hawks. Now, we think about the guys that are going to be out there with Ingram and who's going to steal shots from him. Zion Williamson, no, he's still on the bench. CJ McCollum, a guy that can get hot at any given moment, but likely going to get guarded by DeJounte Murray, a very good defender. This Hawks team has been very good defending opposing point guards and shooting guards. So I think Ingram's going to have to carry the load, and this is a guy that never seen a shot he didn't like. I mean, this is a guy that whenever Zion and him are healthy, I normally avoid their props because you never know when Ingram's going to go out there and say, you know what? Get back on defense. I'm shooting the ball. And that's what he's been doing recently, the last 2 games, returning to full-time minutes. He's had 42 and 44 PRAs in his last 2. That included the game against the Lakers when he got 2 fouls in the first 70 seconds. He did not play a minute. He only played like a minute and 10 seconds in the first quarter. Still crushed it. So if this game's close and Ingram doesn't get into early foul trouble like that, he's going to play 36 to 38 minutes. And he's also, what I've really liked, he's not attempting a ton of threes, which is good. Ingram really hasn't had that touch from the deep, from 3-point line since his return. And you look at the last 2 games when he shot above 50% from the field. He's only attempted 5 of his 48 field goal attempts are from 3-point line. Now, if he could get hot from 3, probably cash this with ease, but he's been getting to his mid-range spots, getting to the rim, and laying it in, and this is a good spot for him. Now, the Hawks and Pelicans played earlier this year. Ingram, 38 minutes played. There was overtime in there. He did have some foul trouble there, too, but he had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists for 28 PRAs. That's not great. Shot 7 for 23. Also didn't have a single free throw attempt. Obviously, he's been attempting more free throws since his return, 5+ free throws in all 5 games since he's back. And look, in that game, not only did he have 28 PRAs, shot terribly from the field, no free throw attempts. Zion Williamson also was active. He had 41 PRAs. Herb Jones had a great game at 30 PRAs. And CJ McCollum chipped in 10 rebounds. Jonas Valanciunas had 17. So if things bounce, the ball bounces his way, I think Ingram could have a pretty good chance of getting some rebounds. Think about Valanciunas going to have to box out Clint Capella. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe Ingram is on John Collins, who isn't involved in the offense as much these days. So I like Ingram to continue hitting his over. Hopefully hits his over for the 3rd straight game. I like him today. As long as he doesn't shoot, 5 for 18 from the field, he should get to the free throw line, should get to his spots, not be chucking up as many threes. I like his matchup against DeAndre Hunter or John Collins, whoever they decide to guard him with. I think Ingram can get to the rim, do his thing, get over 35.5 PRAs as the Pelicans try to inch their way back up the Western Conference standings after losing 10 straight games. Let's move on. Of course, those are my 3 favorite picks. If you want to parlay them, go for it. I suggest playing 1 unit on it, which is a 1 to 2% of your bankroll, and go from there. As always, there's no bankroll builder today. I know people might ask for it. I might add one in the comment section down below. Not sure. Really, I wanted to run back that LeBron and Anthony Davis same game parlay, but Their lines are juiced to the moon on FanDuel, so I'm not going to do that. It might be in the Nuggets game if I want to do one, but I'll probably stick to the 3 plays. We've had so much success only doing 3 plays. I know we've had 2 straight 1 and 2 days, but you look at the record at the end of the day, we've done really good this season. So a couple losing days aren't going to really, change my opinion, change my strategy. We're going to stick to these 3 plays. If we decide to add a 4th, it'd be in the pinned comment section down below, and obviously be on our Twitter and in our chalkboard as well. This is just my final reminder, Bet365. If you want to sign up, be sure you use the link down below, and if you use it, deposit $10, bet just $1 on a money line in the NBA or even the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday, you'll receive $200 in site credits for free. So take advantage of that. Of course, it's only available in Virginia, Ohio, New Jersey, and Colorado. Thank you guys so much for the support. Let's have a great day. Let's hit 150K subscribers today, and let's keep moving. Let's go 3-0 today. Bring out that broom that we are missing for a couple days. See you guys back at the next one. Peace.